Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn about the generic views and its object, and following are the topics that we are going to discuss. Firstly, we will learn what are generic views, then we will see some advantages of these views. We will move ahead and learn the difference between function based and the class based view. After that we will learn what are classes and objects, and in last we will learn the ways to use these generic views. So let's start by introduction to the generic views. So I hope you all know that the views is an essential piece of a code that accepts a request and respond to it. And I will tell you, till now we are working on the function based view, but addition to this, Django has also provided a class based view. Basically, when Django was firstly introduced, it only came up with the function based views. But later as Django grew, it was clear that the function based views did a good job for covering the simple scenario, but extending and customizing them proved some challenging. For this reason, Django developed a function based view. So we can say that the class based generic views are the advanced set of built-in views. Basically, they are developed as a shortcut for a common usage pattern, such as displaying the detail of an object. Or in simple words, we can say that they are a common views of a data without having to repeat yourself. And these class based views provide an alternative way of implementing views in Django. With this, I did not mean that class based views are designed to replace the function based view. This means that it provides the advantages of using the classes in the view. Let's discuss the advantages of the class based generic views. So the first advantage is that it provides us the ability to use the classes method to implement HTTP method like get and post rather than conditionally branching in code. The second advantage is that extending and enhancing the capabilities of the base class is provided through the inheritance. And the second advantage is that extending and enhancing the capabilities of the base class is possible with the help of an inheritance. The third is that it also allows the usage of object oriented techniques and mimics, or in simple words you can say that multiple inheritance. And the last advantage is that creating generic views abstract common idioms and patterns and make the view development simpler. So after understanding what is class based view and what are the advantages, we can easily differentiate function view and the generic view. So let's differentiate. Firstly, I will tell you what is function based view. Function based view are the beginner friendly. They are easy to use and understand. The explicit code flow is provided by these function based view, but this function based approach is limited in the scope and result in the redundant code. This is also the disadvantages of the function based view. So now we will compare this function based view with the class based view. Basically, class based view can be used in the place of a function based view, and in this class based view we are using the Python objects instead of a functions for performing all the operation. It also follows the dry convention of a Django, and we can extend the class based view and add more functionality according to the requirement. Also, by using the class based view, the inheritance of the other classes are also possible, but these class based view are challenging to understand and hard to read. So with this, I hope you clear that what is function based view and what are the class based view and how they are different. So I will show you some small example to show the difference between the class based view and the function based view. So here I create a simple project with the name of a test. So I open my app and I show you that here I create a URL file first. So here I import the views and I pass it to the view.home. So now I open the views.py file, and here you can see that I create a view function with the name home, and it return, or you can say that it render to the home.html page. So after that I create a template folder and I create a home.html file in this, and here I mention an h1 tag. Inside it I pass welcome to the Python guides. Now I execute this code. So you can see that it prints a message or displays an output as a welcome to Python guides. So now I will show you this example with the help of a generic view. So here you can see that here I create another example, and here in the urls.py file I write these one line of a code and run my server, and now I will show you the output. It also render to the home.html file. So in this home.html file I add the same code line welcome to the Python guides as a heading. So now I will show you the output. So you can see that it shows the output as a welcome to Python guide. So I hope you get the difference between the function based view and the class based view. So you can see that in the function based view we have to write the number of lines to implement our logic, but it is so simple in the generic views. By only writing a one line we render to the HTML page. So from this difference we conclude that generic views are the classes. So it means Django offers a set of classes for the generic view. So let's understand what are the classes. To view all the classes available for the generic views, we have to type the following command in our terminal. I will show you with the help of an example. So here I open my Python terminal first by entering a Python. Then I write the import command. So the command is import django.views.generic. After that you have to click on the enter, then you will move to the next line, and then you have to write dir. In this dir you have to pass again django.views.generic and close this parenthesis and click on the enter. So here you can see that it shows us the classes that are available in for the generic views. So basically there are 15 plus generic classes which are as follow. So with this we understand what are the classes in Django. So now we will understand what are objects. Basically the object is an element or an instance of a class, or you can say that it is the actual component of a program, while the class specify how instances are created and how they behave. So with the help of example I try to explain you. Suppose we have created a customer model class with the several fields, and we are trying to enter the data, and these data entered in the field are saved as an object. You have also seen that in the previous modules that when we create any model class and try to save a data in it, it will by default save as an object. So with this I hope you get the understanding what are objects. Now we will move ahead and learn to use the generic views in the Django. So there are two ways to use the generic views, either directly from the URL file or from the view file. So let's see example one by one of the both the ways and try to understand. So the first one is generic view from the URL file. So basically it is the most straightforward approach to using the generic view to create them directly from the configuration file. We can use this way if we are only changing a few attributes on a class based view. So for this you simply pass them into the as underscore view method. I will show you with the help of an example. So here I create a project with the name registration system and an app with the name registration app, and I also create a template folder which consists of home.html file, and in this home.html file I pass a heading as a welcome to Python guides. So now I will tell you how to use the generic views directly from the URL file. So I open my registration app and I open the urls.py file, and under this direct URL I write the codes of a line which are used to directly use the generic view from the URL file. So here you can see that firstly I import django.views.generic.base, and from this class I import the template view class. Then I specify the URL patterns, and under this I set the path. And here you can see that I pass a path as a template view dot as underscore view. And in this method I pass a template name attribute and I set its value to the home.html. As I told you, if you want to change some few attributes, you can use the generic view from the directly URL file, and for this we have to pass them in a as.view method. So this is my class name which I use, template.view. This is inbuilt class available in generic view, or after that I call it with the method as underscore view. As I want to change some attribute directly from this URL file, then I pass the attribute to this method template underscore name. Basically it will render to the template which I pass to this attribute. So I set the value to it as a home.html. It means it returns the home.html when I execute the program. So I run my program, and now I will